citizens, aren't we? My 4 children were born in the USA. I'm a naturalized US citizen. I was before I denounced my US citizenship. My wife is a naturalized American citizen. So don't we have any rights? Only our cousins have rights? What about us? Well, they are our cousins. Something has to do with them, maybe something with the, we are relatives. Our cousins, they have control. Well, we should get something at least. Well, now the Constitution is gone. The government of the United States, they wipe their behind with the Constitution and they dump it down, they flush it down the toilet. But what about humanity? Do you have any humanity? Those 4 minor children, what did you do to them? My old father, you terrorized them. You scared them. You terrorized the whole family. But it doesn't matter. Well, you are Muslim. That's your guilt for being a Muslim. Especially me, that I am a peaceful Muslim and I follow the true Islam, that I have my own interpretation of the Quran. I use the rules of interpretation that being used by all the law schools, that's used by Supreme Court justices. That's what I use in interpreting the Quran, and same time I use in interpreting the Bible too. But anyhow, we have no rights as Muslims in the United States, and especially somebody like me. So the FBI left. They left. This was their first direct and clear attack on my life, on my family's life, on our liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So what shall we do? Anyhow, okay. So now we'll see why I denounce my U.S. citizenship, and I'm going to show the entire world the true face of the United States, of what's called the United States of America. People are dying to get in from the south border, and I'm dying to get out. So there's something wrong here. Those people, they don't know what's going on. But for me, 27 years of USA, under this experience, I mean, nobody could doubt my experience and the information that I am giving here. And I give this information, and if the USA, if they have the guts to challenge it, I'll be more than happy to face them in a court of law outside the USA. Because in the USA, there is no free judicial system. The country is hijacked, as I have stated in my fax letter to President Bush. Telling the country is hijacked. No constitution. They deactivated the constitution. Anyhow, so the FBI leaves with nothing. They didn't come back. But the aftermath, we're going to see the other cowardly attempts by the counterintelligence program, and we are going to see why they were still after me until this moment. And if anything happens to me, then the USA is behind it. The USA and Israel is behind my disappearance, if I'm going to disappear. Anyhow, on September 19, I think, about 3 days after that, I got an email from the Wall Street Journal. After they called me, one journalist called me and I will go through details about that letter, what he stated, what the questions he asked me, and I don't know exactly. My answer, when I answered them, I still stand behind my answer, but they need to be amended. At that time, that was the answer at that time, according to the information I had. But now this answer must be amended, and hopefully, if I will have life, enough life to amend the answer, then they are going to be amended, and you are going to see uh, the the reality from what I'm going to tell you here, that you could use as answer to the question by the Wall Street Journal journalist. Anyhow, so I sent the response at that time. I still have a copy of it, and I gave a copy of it to the Finnish Immigration Services. I gave tons of documents to the Finnish Immigration Services in support of my application for political asylum because of the religious and the political persecution of the Muslims, especially me and my children in the United States by the United States government. So now we see that when it comes to the financial sanctions by the USA, this illegal financial sanctions against me and my children, my 4 children, they violated all their rights. There is not even one single child in the United States. I don't know of any child that they went through what my children went through and what my children are going through right this moment of this persecution by the United States of America and all its branches, from all its branches, local government, county government, state government, you name it, government, whatever government in the United States. Anyhow, so what the USA does, they go get one of their informants. You know how they work, this counterintelligence program. They do things illegal, cowardly ways. And that agent, I don't call him agent, he's just a lousy, low-life, two-legged dog informant. He calls me on the phone. Hello? Yes. Well, let me tell you, you better find a place for your father. He's going to be on the street. He's talking about my 75 years old father. He's going to be on the street. I'm going to call the FBI and tell them that Saddam Hussein sent you to learn how to fly airplanes through buildings. Could you believe that somebody like me or anybody will receive such a phone call? And my phone is tapped and watched, and they are spying on me illegally. Somebody might say, well, the FBI came because now we know there is this Patriotic Act. I say, hold on. Patriotic Act was not passed until about October of 2002. And I'm talking about September 16, when they attacked my family, attacked my house and endangered our lives. But anyhow, so that person tells me on the phone, I want you to record this conversation, to record it. I said, okay, hold on. So I get tape recorder ready, then I tell him, okay, repeat what you want to say. So he repeated the whole thing. And then he hangs up. So now, somebody in my position, what shall I do? What shall I do? So what I do, I call the police.